Yo, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Another episode. Now episode 8. Straight up R&D podcast. You know, one of your hosts, I'm D.
And I'm Rich.
And man, we got a good amount of topics to talk about with you guys today.
A whole lot of topics.
Whole lot of shit, bro.
And you know, as usual, we got to preface this at the beginning of every episode. We're going to give you our opinions, real, raw, and uncut, all based on facts.
Based on facts, and even though we love and support, we still don't give a fuck about your opinions.
We don't. And and on that bombshell, let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So, bro, I was telling you off air.
Yeah, we was having a good little talk off air, and I was like, yo, let's get the camera rolling.
I feel like every day this week, there's been a situation popping up on social media on why I'm saying, wow, women are evil beings sometimes, bro.
It's a cold world.
Cold world, bro.
Cold world.
So, as all y'all know, it's been trending everywhere. But we said we got to give our opinions on it. The girl at the Omaha Lay concert. You already know what I'm talking about as soon as I say that. So I give a little backstory in case you just been living under a rock. So a girl, her name is Jess. I can't really pronounce her name. Her and her boyfriend attended this Omaha Lay concert. And the groupie hoe she is, she, sticking her chest out, waving her hand like, oh, pick me. I want to get on stage with you, Omaha Lay. He picks her.
She's with her man, by the way.
With her man. She goes on stage and just do some shit that just make you think. First of all, it do some shit that any other man, he would have went into evil villain mode. It would have been the start of his villain arc. Because he's not only he getting disrespected, it's one thing to get disrespected and cheated on.
I'm sorry, but
in front of a crowd?
It was so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. So what she did, she's basically dancing on Omaha Lay. That's what she's doing, dancing on Omaha Lay. But it's the way she's doing it, grinding on him. I saw actually a picture of her bending over.
Yeah, she was bending over, taking it from the back.
It looks like she was giving him head at one point.
Oh yeah.
It looks like they were kissing out. It was
and mind you, so when she's doing while this is all happening, it's like she's on the stage, but like they have a stage set up where like a curtain drops down in front of them, and they project the lights on them. Yeah. And all you see is their shadow on the curtain. So they're dancing and they're doing some wild stuff.
Ungodly shit. That's what they're doing.
Stuff, which is just like, bro, your man's is right in the damn audience, front row, watching you do this shit.
And the most fucked up part about it, the camera swings to cheers. The camera swings to the guy to show the reaction of the boyfriend. He just looks embarrassed and devastated, bro. He's just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing he could do.
I'm surprised he didn't run up on the stage, though.
I was just about to say that. If it was me, I would have ran up on that goddamn stage, bro. I would have ran up on that goddamn stage and be like, yo, what the hell going on, bro? And like, ain't no way you doing this shit in front of my face, in front of all these thousands of people.
That's embarrassing.
So it doesn't even end there.
Omaha Lay would have got laid out.
Would have got laid the fuck out, bro. So now the thing about it now, it shows a clip when the concert is finished. She's talking with her friends, or maybe just, I don't even know if it's friends or like just people in the crowd who just wanted to check her. She asked him, was it really that bad? And like, yes, it was that bad. You was on his dick. Mm-hmm. And then it shows a video of the guy walking by himself, leaving the venue by himself.
Oh my God.
That made me think, like, first of all, just a couple things I concluded from that. One, it's a lot of ain't shit women out here. Before you get to your queen, there's a lot of ain't shit women out here that you got to go through. And it kind of shows me that big bank take little bank, bro.
Oh yeah.
Big bank
every time.
Bro,
every
like
time.
She's literally with her man. The guy just said, come on stage, and she forgot everything. She forgot she in a relationship. She forgot she on a date. She just like, let me get my quick 15 minutes of fame. And to a guy who's not even going to remember her name the next day. Shit, next hour. He's already with a different girl. But your little 15 minutes is going to be up.
And you know he's going to have girls go backstage.
Oh, you already.
On top of that. On top of that. So it's like, bruh, you out here with your man and you're going to disrespect him on some shit like that. And mind you, if the roles was reversed, yo, they'll crucify that man.
They will crucify
that man.
Meanwhile, I am happy with a lot of the responses I'm seeing from the internet saying how wrong she was. But of course there are, and it's mainly women, who are defending that girl's actions. And I'm just like, bro, what do you even gotta do? Like what like as a man, what do you even do in that situation, bro? Like, you know, like how that could crush your spirits?
Yeah, no, that's devastating to see firsthand. It's not like, it's different if he wasn't there and then he saw it on social media. But the fact that he was in the crowd, he was there front row, people recorded him, and then like,
and they were pointing and laughing at him.
Laughing at the dude. Like, you done went viral. So it's not like, you know, it was something happening nobody even know. Like, you done went viral all over the internet. And it's like, damn, like that would really crush your soul right there. Like,
and you know the thing about it too? Because it went viral, you probably got your friends hitting you up, family members hitting you up to see like if you're okay.
that's
And you know what I'm saying? They probably, and then you go on the internet and you seeing people. One, you seeing people, you know, responses, but you're gonna see people who are like actually defending that girl's actions. And like majority of the time, I don't know what he's going through personally. Or we could talk about like how he, you know, posts concert, but that could put some people in the you know, in the state of depression.
yeah.
And that could put you in a state of depression, bro. Like,
I can make people suicidal.
that could make you suicidal. And she ain't thinking about none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
None of that shit. All it was like, oh, I see this rich Nigerian artist. I believe he's Nigerian. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I see this rich musical artist. Let me just go dance and gyrate on him because I ain't got no respect for my man. Because I got no respect for my man. And I'm just like, damn, bro, look how far we've fallen, bro. How far we have fallen. That had me just so upset. That had me so upset. I remember when that video went viral, I was looking at that. I was looking at that for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right here. Nigerian singer. He's a Nigerian singer.
He's Nigerian.
Omaha Lay, yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah, and I don't want to blame him really because
I mean, it's not his fault. Okay,
it's not like he's supposed to know.
Yeah, you know, I'm not an artist. I'm not a singer. I'm not a rapper. But I am gonna make a hit though. I'm gonna make a hit. I'm working on it. I'm gonna post it on the channel too when I get my one hit wonder song down. But anyway, like if I was a musician and I'm on stage, you know, I got what the new kids say, the Riz.
The Riz.
I got that shit, and it's like, yo, I point somebody out in the crowd, see a shorty in the crowd, and I'm like, yo, come on the stage. I'm not saying, oh well, do you have a boyfriend or da da da, or are you married? It's absolutely up to you. You choose if you want to go up there. I could tell you to come on and you don't have to.
Right.
But this girl, she knew what she was doing. She disregarded her man, went on a stage, and it's not like she was just like doing some little she was going in.
Going in.
To level 10, bro. You would have honestly, after seeing that video, I thought they were gonna go backstage.
Bro, me too.
Like, I was like, they
lost.
They definitely going back. Like, that's it. Like, that's it.
Bro, you know what got me here thinking, bro? How many women, Drake, Trey Songz, Usher, how many relationships them motherfuckers broke up, bro? Like, just think about it, bro. Like, you going out on a girls' night to a Drake concert. She don't come out till 5 a.m. because Drake picked her out in the crowd to come backstage with her and bust her cheeks real bad. She just forgot what she got at home.
Oh, her phone died and that, and I lost it.
I'm like, bro, if you kind of forgot in that split second you was in a relationship, with your man in attendance. Damn, what are these women doing when they man not with them? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a perfect story for this too. I got a story for everything.
Go ahead.
So, oh God. Chris Brown performed. My wife and I, we went to go see Chris Brown when he performed in Jersey, right? We went with a group of friends. Lit ass. I was lit. Anyway, we went to an after party, but anyway, we'll get to that. So we saw Chris Brown, and this is when Tory Lanez was free. This is before the Megan Thee Stallion shit. So Tory Lanez performed. I was amazed how short he was, though. He really is a little man. But anyway,
like he's short like Lil Uzi.
Shit.
Uzi is short too.
Maybe a bit taller than Uzi, but I was kind of surprised. And at that point, I didn't really listen to Tory Lanez like that. My wife was a big fan. But anyway, so we go to the concert. And then they was like, yo, we going to the after party where Tory Lanez is going to be at. He's performing at this club in the city. They're like, y'all want to go? I'm like, yeah. We had to buy some tickets. So we wait in line, go to the club. We actually saw Rihanna come out too. James Harden was in attendance. Now, Tory Lanez, his whole entourage is up in there. The club is not super big, so you could kind of get up close to Tory Lanez. You could get up to close to him. They allowed him to smoke weed and all that. So he got his whole boys with him. The girl we was with, one of them we was with married. 2 kids.
2 kids.
Tell me why I'm dancing with my wife. I got a drink. I'm like, yo, where's so-and-so at? She walking out with Tory Lanez and his crew out the club.
No way.
Me and my wife, we like walking out with Tory Lanez and his crew out the club.
No way, dude.
Couldn't believe. Married with kids, bro. Like, you're committed to this man. Tory Lanez and his crew, she's walking. Couldn't believe it. And the thing about it, she brought a friend out. We didn't know. I didn't know the girl. Just abandoned her.
Oh.
So we just, I didn't know what to do with her. So we just there and we get her a drink and like, guess you with us tonight. Like,
damn.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's a glimpse into the life of some of these musical artists. They literally break up marriages and relationships. Not their fault, but a woman can see a man that's successful, rich, popular, forget about everything that's important.
Damn. That's devastating.
They're willing, that woman could be willing to deal with this artist for like a day, a night, and fuck up everything she built her life around, bro.
And you know, what's sad is, those guys are not gonna say, oh yeah, let me take you with me. Like, they're not gonna say that. So it's like, you're willing to fuck up everything.
They on tour. They going to the next city.
For a moment. Like, you think he's not gonna go to the night? He ain't gonna go to fucking Miami, Atlanta, Cali, Vegas. Like, it's like, yo, man, that's messed up.
Bro, I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm off the Henny. I'm like, am I this lit that I'm seeing, that I'm fucking hallucinating? Couldn't believe it, bro.
Shit.
But I'm telling you, bro. So, like, seeing his Omaha Lay shit, bro, that happens more than you think. But at least the girl didn't do it in front of her man.
Hey,
that happens.
Hey, I'm sure if he wasn't there, she would have
definitely
went backstage and on the tour bus and around a couple blocks.
And then, ladies, y'all think they gonna give you a number? You try to call it the next day. What's gonna be happening? The number you have dialed is no longer in
service. And he definitely ain't following you on social media. So you could go ahead, throw your Instagram, blah, blah, blah. That's not happening. That's not happening. So it's like, what are you really trying to get out of that? I mean, like, okay, if you're single and you do your own thing, or whatever, do your thing. Like, that's fine. But like, if you got a man and better yet, you're married, at that point, you shouldn't even be thinking that type of way, like, oh, let me go shoot my shot.
Bro, I don't give a fuck if she went outside And I don't give a fuck if she left the club with him to go have a drink. It's like, what are you going out, leaving the club, abandoning your friends for that man for, bro? Like, you got, like, it's like, I don't
thirst
know.
was real.
I don't know. Like, you willing to break your wedding vows.
Because, I was just about to say the same thing about the Omaha Lay shit. Like, if her boyfriend wasn't there, she would have done, like...
She would have done, bro, way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse, bro. And she wouldn't have been caught because, you know what I'm saying, the boyfriend wasn't there, so there would have been no cameras to really, see what was going on. But, bro, like, that shit happens a lot more than you think. But...
Nah, I'm sure. I've heard stories... some girls that are my friend, they it's like, yeah, they seen but this one was a while, like she was like, oh, she saw Ludacris. And I'm like, Ludacris is still out here performing. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know he was still performing. But he's like, oh yeah, I went backstage with him. I was like, all right, say less. Like, if you a chick, I mean, she looked good. If she went backstage, she's only going backstage for one reason.
Only one reason.
Only for one reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, hey, I know what happens. I seen I went to see A Boogie. I seen it. Like, I see some of the chicks, like, they in the know. Mans was in the Lambo truck leaving. Some bitches was by the door trying to knock on the window. Nah. One of them went in the car, and then they just drove off. And that was it. It's just like, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro.
It's a wrap.
And it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, to that girl who did that to that man, screw you. Like, that was just nasty, I guess.
Hey, I hope he doesn't go back to her.
But yeah,
it's 2024 and a lot of guys be simping out here.
Definitely
for girls.
Yeah.
So I hope he doesn't pedal back to that, because that's a done deal.
They both got some clout off of that situation. So positively, on a positive note, the guy was on the Castanet stream. They had a conversation. He told his side of the story. And costed him like 20 bands. And just like said, hey, we're going to help you find a new girl. And then I showed you the like little sponsor ad commercial he got off of that, situation. People just like trying to cheer him up because he was embarrassed publicly.
Yeah.
Now the girl, unfortunately, got a few more followers on her social media accounts. But I don't think anybody's like with her. Like you're not going to do anything publicly with her. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just want her to just explain the situation over and over. There's only so many times people are going to want to hear you explain that situation.
And it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean,
self-explanatory.
You see the video. It's like, okay, your man is there. You went on the stage. You did all that. Like, what?
Yeah. And she gave that bullshit-ass apology saying, hey, I'm apologizing publicly, but I'm the one that bought the tickets. But, we discussed privately about going on stage. It's like, all right, he could have said, yeah, if you get called going on stage, he probably think it was going to be something innocent. He didn't think you're about to be doing all that.
I mean, I've been to a couple concerts, and getting picked to go on stage is like it's like hella random.
Yeah,
it's hella random. So to have a discussion prior to going on the stage is like, I don't think that's like I don't think having a conversation before you go to the concert about going on the stage, like, who thinks about that? Unless you deliberately like, yo, I'm going on stage. Like,
she had a plan.
Go there.
She had a plan, bro. She had a plan.
Like she must have been trying hard, cause it's not like she's the only girl there.
Yeah, of course not.
So it's like
she had to have been trying really hard.
Trying hard, but nah, she knew what she was doing.
Fellas, keep your head up out there, bro.
Yo,
cold world out here.
It's hard to find a good girl these days, man.
It is, bro. It's hard.
It's hard. Look, if you got one and she's good, hey,
keep her.
You might want to keep her. You know what I'm saying?
And women these days are
This clout chasing, and environment, this clout chasing shit we in now.
Man, shout out to the women who want to do no shit like that today, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Anything else you got to say on that?
Hey, just yo, bitches ain't shit sometimes, and that's all I gotta say. That's fucked up.
But
Yeah.
speaking of relationships, my boy Russell Wilson been circulating in the news.
Spinning around in the
Spinning
news world.
around. So right now he got an interview out with Brandon Marshall on I Am Athlete. And he was trending before that. So as y'all know, he's married to Ciara, the popular singer. And she was a package deal at the time. She had a son with Future. And if you're going to take her on, you got to take in her son too, which is fine. So Russell Wilson and Ciara's son, Baby Future, I guess that's his name. I just hear people call him Baby Future. They were spotted at the NBA All-Star game. And people were like, oh, he's a great father. You know, basically giving him that father title. Mm-hmm. One of Future's friends, Young Scooter, he's another rapper, said he's not the fighter. And that created a whole big chain of events. Saying he is the father. He helped raise Baby Future. He's there for him every day. He's raised for the mother. Me? That's fucking bullshit.
That is bullshit.
It'd be one thing if Future was not involved in his son's life. His son did not know his biological father. Mm-hmm. Then I would say, okay, you can have that father title because you came in, and you know, Ciara's a single mom, and you know, you helping her out, you know, raise his boy. But to my knowledge, Future is in that boy's life. That boy knows his biological father. So there is no way you're about to grant that man with the title of father when his real father is active in his life. He is the stepfather.
That's a clear title.
Clear
title. It ain't no Future's a deadbeat and he broke and can't take care of his kids and not doing. Man's a millionaire. Mm-hmm. He's in your fucking playlist.
In your playlist.
Like, come on. I'm sure everybody watching this know more about Future than freaking Russell Wilson. So shit, like, we all listen to his music. Like,
exactly.
The man is of the generation. This nigga is a part of the culture, bro. Like,
bro, it just had me thinking, like, all right, you want to grant Russell Wilson the title of father. We skipping over the stepdad. Applause to Russell Wilson, I guess. You want to take care of a woman with her kid? Cool.
No, but like rightfully so. If you're gonna marry her, like you automatically should take care of the child.
No,
at that point.
No,
right? So he's doing everything right.
He's doing everything right.
He's doing it right.
But respectfully, he should not be given that title of a father because Future's there. And regardless of your opinion on Future, if you don't like his music, if you think he's a deadbeat, which I don't know why we having a public opinion on if he's a deadbeat or not. I don't know what he's doing on a day-to-day basis. To my knowledge, Ciara, Russell Wilson never came out and said that Future is not doing his fair share of raising a child. Future, I've seen pictures on social media circulating that he's with the child. So as far as we know, everything is going fine between them. So, and it also got me thinking, like, women, if they have their own kid with them, and then they get in another relationship, too fucking quick to throw that father title around. Too fucking quick to throw that fucking title, father title around.
Because, like, I at least from what I hope that maybe, and look, I can only give my opinion on their relationship. Ciara and Russell Wilson they're responsible for their own relationship, right? Mm-hmm. But like, if I'm in a relationship with something like that, and like I'm with someone's child, like I'm not gonna come and claim and have that child call me their father. Like, I'm not, I'm not, and I can't be. Like,
I can't.
The only thing I can get is respect.
Exactly.
You know, but
Now, if I was in that situation, say if, I met a girl, she has a kid, and I marry her. Of course, I'm taking care. I'm also committing myself to her son, taking care of him, doing whatever, doing everything I can to show that I'm also here for you. But I'm not going to disrespect his biological father, but say, hey, I'm also your father as well, because I'm not. I'm your stepdad. My role is, if you need anything, let me know. We see each other on a daily basis. I'm going to help you, like, get ready for school, answer some questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here for you also. But the man that sees you on a weekly basis, that you talk to every week, who also still financially provide for you, that's your father. Your mom and him didn't work out for whatever reasons, but that's still your father. He still deserves that respect because he's still in your life, even though he's no longer with your mom. I'm your stepdad. That doesn't mean I don't love him as a, stepson. It just means I'm not your father.
Yeah, because there's a big difference. It's like you don't know how the biological father feels. That's his child, and it happens where the mother tries to keep the biological father away from the child. They play those little games, but it don't seem like this is happening between those two in this situation where Future has been out with his child. Russell Wilson has been out with the child as well. So it's like the relationship should still be there with the biological father, because if Russell Wilson gets the title of "I'm your daddy," then who is your biological father?
Exactly. You just confusing the goddamn child.
Yeah, at this point you're confusing the child. But that's how they try to cause corruption and have the child hate their biological parent because you weren't there, or you're not my daddy because you're not in my house, you don't live with me. It's like you can't stir the pot and have a child grow up and think that, because 9 times out of 10 when they grow older, they probably realize, damn, my mother really did try to cause all these problems. But hopefully the kid grows up well.
My question is all right, if you want to give him the father label for just help raising Sierra's son, if that qualifies the label of a father, then what's a stepfather? Define the position of a stepfather then, because I feel like what Russell Wilson does is what a stepfather do. It's just like, hey, since your biological father doesn't live with you, I'm here, taking care of you in your day to day. And taking care could just mean, it could just mean anything, but I'm here present. That's what a stepfather does. But when your father comes around, that's all him.
Yeah, but it's like to me, a stepfather is like you're playing the dad role without calling yourself the dad.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
You're playing that dad role.
Like, he's going to go to the soccer games. He's going to go to the football games. He's going to take you out to eat. He's going to buy you stuff for your birthday. He's going to get you stuff on Christmas. Mm-hmm. But it's just going to be that gray area to say, I am legally, biologically not your father, but I'm playing the father role in your life.
I'm just another male figure, a father figure. Exactly.
I'm a father figure for you.
But
because the biological father, the stepfather, and the wife can't be living in the same house.
Right.
Because I don't know of a situation where the stepfather is living in the house over there and the son and the mother is living in the house over there. That doesn't happen. The stepfather is the father in the house. So, that is what I believe the role is supposed to be. You are the father figure to the child, but as the father, you just don't cross that line. I'm your daddy. You don't say that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you shouldn't cross that line of calling yourself the father. And, there's certain events that pop up that, in a child's life that calls for just his father. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking off the top of my head. Like say if it's walking your daughter down the aisle, that's reserved for the biological father, right? That's a role that's reserved for the father.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like there should be no confusion of
which father?
You know what I'm saying? Like no,
who's gonna do it?
You know what I'm saying? Or what's another thing? Like I don't know. I can't think of the top of my head. That's one of the things. But there are certain things that are gonna pop up in a child's life where there should be no confusion on like who the father is. You know, even vice versa. You can even say that if the father remarries, and you know, that's your stepmom. That's not your mother. She did not carry you for 9 months. She is your stepmom. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this. Yeah. I just don't understand like what's up with this emotional attachment with these titles. And you should be able to put your man in your place. Because next thing you know, hold up. Next thing you know, the child does something wrong. Don't discipline him. That's not your son.
Oh, yeah. That's not your son. Don't put your hands on him. Don't talk to him that loud.
Exactly. That's my son. So it's like, all right, cool. If that's your son, then I'm going to back off. I'm going to back off.
Now, there's been, from what I've heard, like, if the child, like, the stepfather sees the child acting up, he'll go to the wife, to the mother, and say, "Yo, talk to your son," because some parents, some guys, they could talk a little harsh. Depending on your child, you talk to them a certain way, they start crying. You know, they getting irate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So someone be like, "Yo, go talk to your son. He did this or whatever. She did that. You need to learn how to respect respect me or respect the house or something like that." Then the biological mom will go in there and say something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's how. From what I hear and my experience, from what I've seen some men take that route, which I fully respect because, at the end of the day, they could run back to the biological father and say, "Yo, my stepfather did X, Y, and Z. He yelled at me X, Y, and Z, and he's not."
And what's going to stop him from pulling up?
Pulling up with the strap.
So like, yo, tell dude come outside. I'm here to fight.
I'm outside. I heard you was talking to my child. I heard you put your hands on my child. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like when these things come up, you can't be the fuck.
Nah.
If you can't fully discipline a child, you're the stepfather. You're not the father. Because let's say, like, what's going to stop Future from pulling up on Russell Wilson if that child said, "Yo, Russell Wilson hit me yesterday"? If Russell Wilson put his hand on him because he said, "Oh, I was just disciplining him because of so and so reasons," the father has a right to pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Legally. Because that's his child.
So that's why I'm like, we gotta stop throwing this father label on the ladies. Stop throwing this father label on your new boyfriends, new husbands. Only if the biological father is active in the child's life. Yeah. I'll get it. If you're a single mom and the child has a deadbeat dad, you don't hear from them, and then this guy comes along and say, "Hey, I'm going to take you in as my son," then I believe you should have that father label. Because you're like the first male figure in this child's life. I give you that. Other than that, stop. And I want to ask you this, bro. There's a famous YouTuber. You never heard of a guy named CJ So Cool?
CJ So Cool.
I only know about him because my wife be watching all family vlogs and shit. So he made a post to Instagram. Said, well, let me give a little backstory. Basically, he was in a relationship, and I believe he was married to a woman with kids that's not his. Now they're broken up. So he's sad and said, when you spent a decade raising kids that weren't yours, and now they're gone, and nobody likes you. So now, say if they break up now, these kids that you took in as your own, formed a bond with, the mom could just say, "Well, they ain't your kids, so now I'm taking them from you." Now I'm taking them. And you said that was with the kid's father because everything, when the relationship was all good, you know what I'm saying? There's no fight. She said, "Oh, yeah, we're married, so that's your father." Now things didn't work out. Now he's no longer the father? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a good.
How dangerous that could be if you just throw that label around.
That's a serious ass label, because my thing is, if like you said, one is if the father is like a deadbeat and not in the life of the child at all. He living in a different state doing his own thing. Or if the father is deceased. Like, if he's dead, he passed away, whatever, and he was a deadbeat, or you know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. But like, when they leave when they break up, it's almost like, and I don't want to use this example really, but you get my point. It's like you have a puppy, you get a dog, you get a cat, and you had the cat or the dog for 6 years, and all of a sudden somebody just take your dog away.
Yeah.
Like, you done formed a bond, you nurtured it, you know, it grew up with you, you have all these memories, and someone just takes it away from you and say, well, this is not your dog, or you adopted it or something. Like, you know what I mean? You weren't the one that bred the dog. Like, nah, it's the same concept. Like, you build a bond with a child, right? And during those years you're building that bond, you're thinking of the future. You know, you could be thinking of the future or whatever.
Right. And
then the woman just says, hey, we ain't work out. Boom, cut the ties. These are not your kids, so bye. Like, I'm off to my next guy right now. Like,
so you invested so much emotionally and financially into those children that's not yours.
Money.
All of that for that to just be gone just
Emotion,
like that.
Emotion, just
gone.
Ciao.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That could really happen, bro. Like, if you and this woman don't work out for whatever reasons, y'all get a divorce.
You know,
she can walk out with kids.
That's interesting, because I've never seen a situation where the stepfather and the mother and there's kids, and then like they were together for years and then had a divorce. Like, I've never like heard a man's perspective who's been in that situation. Like,
of course you don't. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, no, like, nobody gives a fuck. But it's just like, I've never really heard that. Like, bro, I really now I'm gonna look into that. Like, I don't know. Like, how do they feel? Like, you know, are they crushed, or are they like, hey, that's what I signed up for, and it was a possibility? Like, do you enter an expectation to say, yeah, well, at any moment, 2 years, 3 years from now, we could divorce and I'll be done with these kids?
Yeah, and then, like, I feel like, I don't know if it's a wrong position you could really take on that as a man. Like, if you marry a woman with kids and you say, I don't want to get too mostly attached to her children, it's like I'm there if you need me, but it's just like I kind of just want to back off a bit. It's like, is he wrong for that? Is he necessarily wrong? Not saying he's going to neglect them, but he's just not going to just take him on fully, like, as one of his. Like, he's not going to take the lead on, say, oh, there's a football game this weekend, let me take you out there. Or this and that. He probably buy you a Christmas gift, birthday gift, but y'all could be in the house and he's just like, oh, hey, how you doing? All right, cool. Versus, if that's your kid, you're like, oh, how was your day today, son, daughter? Oh, let's go out. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He going to play that more father role to his actual kids, but to his stepkids, he's saying, you know what? That's not my child. Let me just, back off. I'm going to let the mom take the lead with her child.
And that's another thing, too, because it could be that, like, the conversation between the biological mother and the stepfather, it has to be, they have to have a conversation to say, look, if you're going to be with me, you got to be in my child's life. Like, you can't, be like, oh, you got to handle that. Like, you got to handle that. He's misbehaving or something. Like, you got to play a parent role, too. Mm-hmm. But obviously, there's boundaries. But I feel like the woman has to have that conversation and make it clear, like, I want you to be a part of my child's life. Because as a man, you could be afraid to even talk to them. Like, you don't know how they may react. You don't know if she was been with 5 other guys before you. You know what I mean? Like, there's some crazy shit that be happening out here. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a little tricky situation. But again, I think having that conversation, the woman setting the expectations clear for her new man on how they're gonna parent,
but
stuff like that.
But the tricky part is the discipline. Like, if she says leave the discipline into me, how can you fully parent a child?
True.
How can you fully parent that child if she says, "Oh, if he does anything wrong, if he's disrespectful to you, don't discipline them." You know what I mean? Because, like, if my child does anything wrong, I'm going to discipline because I have that authority.
Right.
But if you strip that away from the stepfather, how much authority does he really have? That child is not even going to respect him.
That's right. And another big thing is that plays a role is the child's age, because you know, the child is like a toddler. I mean, they don't really understand fully. You know what I mean? They're not gonna grow up and say, "Oh, you're not my." You know, if they're like 2-3 years old, they're not gonna say that. But if they're like 11, 12, and then you come up in there, you trying to discipline them like like you're a real father, they're gonna have some resistance. You know, especially when they turn teenagers, they're gonna like be more rebellious and all of that. And it's like, you may not have no control, but it's up to the mother to say, look, you need to respect him. He's here. He's going to be in our lives. You know, your child has to learn how to respect the stepfather. Because oftentimes you hear it all the time. "Oh, you're not my dad. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do."
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So it's up to the mother to say, "Yo, you better listen to him." You know what I mean? But when it comes to like real like discipline from like, and we talking discipline from the Caribbean background. All right, I ain't gonna talk no more about that. But
I know.
y'all know what we talking about. But you know, the child's is supposed to, depending on the age, should respect the stepfather because that's who their parent chose to be with.
But you see all the challenges that you're faced when you're a stepfather.
It's tricky.
It's tricky, bro.
It's tricky, man.
So, like, that's why I'm saying, like, yo, you got to be careful who you throwing this father label around. And then what if you, like, meet a woman with a crazy-ass baby daddy? Yo, who this man around my kid? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot to take in, bro. That's a lot to take in.
I mean, I'm sure there's out there where there's like, you know, relationships where the stepfather and the father are cool with each other.
Yeah, some healthy relationships.
And that's good. That's good to have.
That's an ideal situation.
That's the ideal, but it doesn't always happen, you know. But damn, I mean, how would you feel though? Like
what? Like what?
Your child is with a stepfather, and it's like you coming over to pick him up.
Bro, like
how do you
hurt? Like, how can it not hurt? How the fuck can it not hurt? Like, say say me and the mom don't work out. I'll go to the house to pick up my son or my daughter, and I see this man open up the door. Like, who you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It will hurt, but at the same time,
that's the harsh reality.
It's the reality. And I feel like the moment you and the mom don't work out, say y'all go your separate way, you got to mostly prepare yourself for another man to be with that child. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's fair for you to talk to the mom and be like, yo, I just want to have a conversation. I want to know more about this man around my child. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you trust him, but it's like, I don't know him. Mm-hmm. I think that's a fair conversation to have. And then if he checks the boxes,
but then let's say he don't check the boxes, then how is that gonna work? Because she's not gonna leave him to say, well, my ex-husband doesn't like you, so it's not gonna work.
Bro, that's a tough challenge.
You know what I mean?
That's a tough challenge.
Like that's not how it works.
Bro,
and I'm sure you gonna have another shorty, right? You gonna have your girl, and then the kid is gonna come over to your house.
Yeah,
it works both ways.
And she gonna have something to say too. But and it's like, listen, like I feel that's a conversation good to have. But like,
no, it definitely is. But it's like,
but I ain't gonna hold you. So like, after having that conversation and possibly meeting with that new man, if he doesn't check the boxes, I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta step out the room for a minute. Like, I gotta talk to her. I'm like, yo, this man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I trust him around the child alone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's gonna be hard for you to tell her who she can and can't be with. I don't think you should go down that route. You just be like, listen, I asked this question. This was his answer. That doesn't sound concerning to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this information brought up about that. That's not concerning to you? I feel like you got to bring it up in a way for her to see it from your perspective. And then, you know.
But then she's probably going to be like, oh, you jealous.
That's another thing,
like
too.
that. But look, low key, there's going to be some jealousy in there. Because, again, you don't want another man around your child. You feel me? I get that. And if you're gonna sit here and say that you're not gonna get jealous, or you don't care, you're lying. You fucking lying.
You will.
You fucking lying. You will like feel a type of way.
It's just, I feel like in that situation, the biological father, you gotta like really, really be active in that child's life so there could be no doubt on who the father is. It's like, all right, I ain't living with you no more, but I'm talking to you on a daily basis. I'm seeing you on a weekly basis. I'm telling you, pack up your stuff. We're going on a trip together. You know what I'm saying? Sleep over at my house. Like, you got to do so much in the child's life. Maybe you probably got to do more. Do more when you're not living with them.
Yeah. Because you got to make the time to go out and see them, pick them up, do all that.
You got to do a lot more.
Not only that, you're going to want to bring them to school some days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff.
You don't live with them.
It's going to be tough.
So you're going to have to do a lot more since you don't live with them anymore to, like, let it be known, like, yo, I'm the clear-cut father up in this house. You know what I'm saying? You the stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good guy, if you check all the boxes, I appreciate what you do, but just stay in your lane type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, put yourself in the stepfather position then.
I would stay in my lane.
Like you want to bond with the child. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is your forever woman now. Like, you and all her baggage is yours now.
Now, all right, this is what I would do, bro. It's like, all right, if I'm the stepfather, you know what I'm saying? I could bond with the child. Like, yo, play the game, watch the game together. We eating dinner together every night, so we're talking, we're having conversations. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on in his life. I can give some advice here and there. You know, I guess we could go out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because you with the mom, and a part of, like, you know, making sure the wife is happy, you got to make sure the child is happy. So you might say, hey, let's all go out to dinner tonight.
All right. So then when let's say you made plans to go out to dinner on Saturday, made reservations, or let's say y'all gonna go to the movies and then get dinner, and then the biological father pops up and is like, yo, I'm taking my son, you know, we going to his grandmother's house. Then it's like,
I can see it going two ways.
You know what I mean? There's like, are you gonna step back and say, okay, he got the priority.
Me,
can take him.
I would, only because I'm like, well, I would. I'm like, look, your father want to spend some time with you today. You know what I'm saying? I know we made plans, but we'll do that another day. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I was like, look, I'm not going to stop a man from seeing his child. I don't have that in me. I don't have it in me from the father knocking on my door and say, yo, I want to take my son out today. I'm going to tell him no.
So I say, yo, he in the room studying. He got math test tomorrow.
I'm going to tell him no. But I could see the mom wilding out. She could wild all she want. She goes like, oh, you can't be popping up in here. We had plans to blah, blah. Like, cool, I'm going to let y'all thug that out. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't pull your hands on her. That's it.
That's it. I'm going to let you know, I'll be over here in the other room making a sandwich or some shit.
Playing the game, playing 2K.
You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all handle that.
Oh, shit, shooting from 30 with Steph Curry in 2K. Yo.
Was I hear the fucking voices lowering and shit? Pop my head up like, yo, y'all done? All right, what we doing?
Everything good?
You going out or not? And then
Shit.
I can see them saying, so what you think we should do? I'm like, shit, whatever y'all want to do. Whatever y'all want to do. But me, I would just be, I'm just not going to deny the biological father from his son, especially if it's something like that in the movie. Only time I can see myself doing resistance if like I pay for like a whole family trip type shit. I'm like, nah, bro, not today. Hotel book, flight book. We actually leaving in 2 hours, actually.
Yeah, the plane about to, we got to leave. The Uber on the way.
It got to be something where I invested a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, for me to say no. But like, then in the movie, it's like, all right, I just rescheduled the reservation.
I mean, I guess, but like to me, I'd have been like, I would have went to my wife. I went to the shorty. I was like, look, you need to explain to him that we already made plans. Because to me, I feel like that gives him the like the courage to pop up like that and disregard whatever plans I have so he could see the child. It's like he should be contacting the mother ahead of time. Like, yo, I'm planning to come on Saturday.
Okay, that's right. I can see that.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
And she's supposed to be responsible to say, we already made plans for that day.
I can see that, but it could probably be some certain instances. All right, I can see that.
Because I understand. Like I said, the biological father comes to pick up the son to see his grandmother or see his auntie or something. We don't know what's happening in the family. It could be something serious, but again, that has to be said to the wife, to your wife, to say, "Yo, maybe the person's sick or whatever, or it's a birthday or something."
But you voice those concerns after the man leaves, though. You want to say in the front the father, like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? I got plans."
I was saying in front of him.
Bro, it depends on what we doing. Like, I don't feel, bro. I feel like he got precedent. I feel like
he does. But my thing is this, and you got to work it out with your girl. But it's like if he pops up and he ain't telling my shorty, and he pops up and he's like, "Yo, I'm taking the kid for Saturday tomorrow. We doing our own thing." I'm be like, "Well, we made plans tomorrow as well. We probably be done at this time or whatever." Or what time you're going to take him, because we already made plans. Regardless of whatever the plan is, how it is, he still got to respect me because I'm in this house with the child too.
See, I think what comes up to that too is like,
because he could be dissing you. He could be dissing you and pulling up whenever he feel to say, I'm taking the child. And then you're like, yo, like, I need some.
But bro, to be honest with you, that's the type of shit you sign up for when you date a woman with a child.
That's true too.
Because a nigga ain't gonna tell me I can't pop up and pick up my child if this is my child. If I choose to pop up 3 a.m, you gonna stop me? Like, you feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
nah.
But like, I can understand. Like, I was.
Cause like it's a lot of maturity that has to go on with that.
Bro, it's a lot too.
You gotta be mature with that, bro. You can't just be all like wilding out every minute. Like y'all can hate each other.
But that's and I guess it also depends on the relationship you have with this guy. Like, all right, this is how.
Before you go, I think it depends on the relationship with the girl and the ex-boyfriend. Cause if that is toxic, he gonna be toxic to you.
And I'm gonna just stay out of it. I'm like, oh man, this man about the door. Like, like I ain't getting involved. I'm like, yo, you answer before something pop off and people start putting hands on each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I could feel like it could go like this, bro. If he's a respectful man, and I'm definitely gonna be a respectful man, I feel like maybe I'm comfortable enough to say like, oh, we're actually on our way out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're probably on our way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you want to come at this time, you can pick him up. Or I'm like, yo, Tasha, yo, come talk to homeboy real quick. I think it depends on the relationship and how you know this man is.
So would you be the type to like, let's say the kid is like 7, 8, and the biological father wants to be in his life, and like you meet, your wife, whatever, your new wife, right? Like that day's gonna come where you have to meet him.
Right. Okay.
So like when you meet him for the first time, like what is your interaction gonna be like? You gonna like go out with him for a beer and have a talk? Y'all just gonna say hello and leave it at that? Y'all, like how as a man, and we're putting the woman to the side because ain't no females on the show right now.
Right.
But as a man, how would you talk to that biological father? Like, how would you talk to him?
I'm gonna tell you straight what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna introduce myself, shake his hand, dap him like, yo, I'm so and so. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna be, somewhat friendly to him. I'm gonna, show him that, there's no ill intentions here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect him. If he's in my house, I'm like, offer him a drink. We could sit down. You know what I'm saying? Sit down, have a drink, and have a discussion together. I'm gonna come to him with respect. But the moment I see some tension, I may cut it off, the conversation a little short, because like I'm probably gonna come from a standpoint of understanding like, all right, damn, I'm meeting, the stepdad now. You know what I'm saying?
That's like meeting the girl's father, man.
You know what I'm saying? He might be like, damn, this is the man that's, also gonna be raising my son or daughter. So I can understand. I would probably be a little understanding if he's uncomfortable, but I'm gonna come to him like respect, like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? Probably say, like, let's go have a drink, because I know you might have some questions. Let's go out for a beer. Or we could just sit inside my house, have a drink, talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make that attempt to show you this is just, I'm here as a friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to like really overstep. So I'm just here as a cool ass man. You know what I'm saying? That's the position I would take. But if he comes to me with like, looking me up and down like, yo, who you? I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing this today. I ain't doing this today.
Who you?
You know what I'm saying? If he comes to me with
my child at?
You see what I'm saying? If he comes to me with disrespect, dunzo.
So
My
you're
wife is
saying
gonna have to handle him.
You're saying it's all depending on how he approach you.
Yeah, because I'm going to
off his energy.
Off the rip, I'm going to approach him with respect. But if he comes to me with disrespect, I'm gonna tell my wife, yo, you gotta handle all the interactions with him, because if he gonna come at me like this off every interaction, yo, hands gonna be put on. You know what I'm saying? It just might just end up happening, and I want to avoid that. So like, you just gonna have to take lead talking to him, because if he coming up to me, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting me, saying that you ain't this, or I don't want to say nothing to you, just hand my child over. It's like, what I'm supposed to do? I'm just going to sit there and take that all the time? Again, you might like let a little something slide in the first interaction, because it's like, all right, you getting adjusted to me. You know what I'm saying? Piping down your woman who you used to be with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You might be getting used to that. It's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'll let you get adjusted. I'll let you, let that sink into your brain.
Let that sink into your brain.
But after that,
let it simmer in there.
Yeah, let that simmer. But after that, it's like, all right, homie, like, we not about to do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we married. If we married, I'm around. I'm around, bro. You see?
Yeah.
So, like, what would you do? How would you do?
I mean, for me, we'll go to the club. You know what I'm saying?
You try to be friendly with him.
Nah. All right, let me stop joking. Nah. I would, invite him in the crib. Make sure Shorty's over there.
Right.
Him and I have a man-to-man talk, have a beer, smoke a cigar, chill. You know what I mean? Talk it out and outline to say, yo, like, this is a situation, I'm committed to, whatever her name is. I'm committed to Sarah, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to work out schedule, like, to me, communication. If you want to see him, you have all rights to see your child. I get that. I would too if I was in your position. you know. But I think the main key is communication. Give him my number. Be like, yo,
Facts.
you can hit me up. You can hit her up. But, you know, I'd rather you hit me up and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the man of the house. I'm the man of this house. You feel me? And your child is in my house. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like he should contact me.
That's tricky, bro.
He should contact me. And look good. And again, I ain't coming on no aggressive shit though. It's communication, bro. I feel like if man to man we're comfortable, we don't gotta worry about a shorty. We don't gotta worry about her. She gonna be in her feelings.
That barely happens though, yo.
I think people don't do the right thing though. I think because we think like, we assume, it's gonna be a problem. Let's let the female take care of it. You know they're gonna be emotional. Mm-hmm. You feel me? They're gonna be emotional, but again, I can't have another man come up in my house. Yes, that's his kid. But like we gotta have conversation.
Right, that's what the first meetup was.
Like I said, I gotta speak man to man. I can't speak through my wife to him. Because that's a short. To me, that's like you making your wife handle like the situation. It's man.
That's still your baby.
Yeah, but I gotta hold that authority. Like she's my wife now. Mm-hmm. What's hers is mine. What's mine is hers. And this child is here.
Bro, that's tricky, bro.
It is.
I think real tricky, bro.
I think it comes down. It really boils down to the communication. Like if you have a good,
it depends.
Open communication to say, look, you can just keep it strictly about the child. I ain't asking him to come over and every weekend and party with me and go out with it. Hell no, that's not happening. Mm-hmm. But the first interaction, we're gonna talk. You say like, yo, here's my number. If you planning to do something, just give me a couple of days. If we keep that communication open for the child, and everything's for this child. It's not we trying to be best friends.
Bro, I'm not.
I don't want him around my wife anymore either. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
that's true because some fuck shit can happen.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna hold you. If I come, bro, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. If I'm the biological father, I'll come and meet the new stepfather, and this nigga say to me, "Yo, yeah, we ain't." Yeah, everything coming through me now. I'm like, what the fuck is you? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, who is you? I'm like, yo, Tasha. Let me talk to you real quick.
This nigga right now. I get my strap, yo.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I think it really depends who that baby daddy is.
Because if I put myself as the biological father, and he come up to me and he's like, yo, I want to keep the dialogue between you and I'm going to feel a type of way. I ain't going to lie.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's tricky.
I'm going to feel a type of way. But, like, I got to know, like, I got to respect him because I'm going to think if I was in his shoes, I would want to do the same thing.
But see, you're right. But that's why I say it depends on the baby daddy.
It does.
Because we could think like that. It's like, all right, let me be mature in this situation. Let me think from his perspective. But if you're with a woman, and that's why back to your other question, I'm like, hey, if he just randomly pops up, my real answer to that is dependent on how my first interaction with that man went, and if I really want to bother with him. Because if it's like negative off rip, like, because I know myself, my temper will go off like that. So I might say, yo, I don't know where Tasha came from, but I'm like, yo, Tasha, homeboy at the door. See if you could get rid of him or see if you can handle the situation. If you clearly can't, then this shit's about to go left because now I'm going to have to get involved. You see what I'm saying? But if this is an open line of communication, then I can open the door like, yo, what up, man? How you doing? Oh, yeah, I was just swinging by the neighborhood. Just wanted to see my child. I just want to, like, oh, okay, cool. But we actually about to go out real quick.
I just want to give him a hug.
You know what I'm saying? Saying like it's really dependent on who that baby daddy is. And the thing about it, to me, that's why I had a rule early on in life. I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman with kids. Because it's 50-50 on how that shit could go.
Yeah, it can get ugly. But like, damn, I lost what I was gonna say. But I'm just trying to think. Like, okay, here I found it. So what if like he's a difficult guy? Let's say the chances are gonna be high because he's automatically not gonna like you because you got his ex-girl and you have his child in your house. Well, you know, he don't know you, you don't know him. He's gonna be irate. He's gonna have some issues with you. Like, two things I want to say. Prior to, like, you get married, whatever, or even before marriage or whatever, until you get to that point, you should have a conversation with your girl about her ex-man. How is he? What
That's
is he
a
like?
fact. No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely right.
Does he have a temper? You know what I mean? So you can be prepared
for how that shit might go.
For how that shit might go. And then and let's say she's saying, yo, he's a hothead. You know, he liked to get back at me. And however messy the relationship was, 9 times out of 10, it was messy. Right? So you should take that information and know how to react when he's around. Like, know how to act when he's around. Like, how do you handle that? So let's say, here's a scenario. Let's say he is a hothead. You know, he likes to pop up on his own. He just does shit and he feels entitled. You know what I mean? Like, how do you handle that? He comes up one random day. You don't have his number. You never formally met him. And off the rip, he just pulls up. He's like, knock on the door. And he's like, yo, I'm trying to see my son. And you're like, who is this? How does the rest of that night go?
All right, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is back to the original point because I didn't think about it too of like disrespecting my house. But let's say like I don't know, dude, right? And somebody just pop up in my crib, so automatically I'm gonna be on guard because like shit, I never met this man, I don't know who this man is. Mm-hmm. So as the man in the house, I'm gonna answer the door because I feel like since I don't know who this is, it's not family friends, I'm gonna answer the door. And then if he just comes up like, yo, I'm the baby daddy, I'm here to pick up my son, that would be the time right there to set some boundaries and be like, oh, okay, cool, we haven't formally met, I'm so-and-so. You know, then I would ask like, hey, did you talk to Tasha, you know what I'm saying, to let you know you was coming over? Oh, nah, I just popped up. And I would peacefully, you know, in some ways like...
Peacefully.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to set some boundaries. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, she didn't know. I'm like, oh, okay, because you know, I didn't know that you were coming either, and I didn't know who you were. So maybe next time you could just let one of us know that you're on your way, so you know we could just avoid this. You know what I'm saying? Little interaction here, and I feel like as a man, you should respect that. You should, but
he's a hothead, so he's like, I want to see my son like right now.
Bro, it just might have to just get physical. Like, so like I'm gonna respond to him and be like, listen, it's like, all right, bro, just calm down. I'm like, yo, I'm coming to you respectfully. I'm just saying, like, you know, I just ain't
trying to hear none of that shit though.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
cause like, let's be real.
Like, yo, get the fuck out of my house, probably, bro.
like, let's be real. This shit probably happens hella often. You know,
it probably happens a lot. Like,
and it's like it's gonna result in fights. And then like now like that, and look, again, I'm being devil's advocate on you, and I get it. Like it's gonna get heated, no matter how you slice it. It's gonna get heated, and then you're just gonna fall right back into the statistic again, and yeah, they just don't work. But I feel like the man, the biological father, he's gotta be the mature one.
It starts with him.
It really starts with him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It starts with him.
All the guys out there, it's like you in that type of situation, you just gotta be mindful of like.
And bro, not to cut you off though, but I ain't gonna hold you. This is the type of man I am. If my first interaction with a baby father ends up with something physical or something like that, I'm out. I'm like, yeah, I ain't dealing with this shit.
So you leaving her?
I'm definitely leaving her.
Oh.
Because
really, I'm not expand on that. Expand on that.
Because look, me being in a relationship with you is now interacting with me being free or not. Because it's now being a danger on my freedom. Because that was interaction number one of we already getting physical. Now, let's say this is something continuously happening. You already told me he's a hothead and how he just pops up and this is just him. Now after that interaction, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's just how he is. I'm like, oh, that's how he is for real? Now, I would say, all right, now if I stay with Shorty, the likelihood of happiness again is very high. And this could escalate into something that you can no longer come back from. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to put myself in that situation where we get in a fight now, and all it takes for him to hit his head and I kill the man? Now I'm going in jail for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Or like, do I want to just keep doing this every damn day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I want to just keep having to get angry, having to say, yo, get the hell out of my house? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. I get that, but it's like, if you step back and you look at it, you could say, was he trying to get you irate so you could leave her? Or, you know, he's getting back at her, being difficult for y'all to break up and have arguments? Because that happens too.
I guess it depends on the love you have for this girl.
At the end of the day, it's, are you making him force your hand to leave her because he just popping up in the life over?
Well, I'm going off a base of if Shorty said, yo, this is just him, if he's a hothead. Now, if she tells me before we meet that he is a hothead and this is how he's going to act, then my first interaction is basically the way you explained him. It's like, bro, I have to sit back and really think like, yo, is this something I want to keep dealing with?
Right.
That's a real question. Because, bro, I'm telling you, bro, if it's going to get physical to the point, and then what if this man, like, yo, I'm going to see you next time, bring some homies to the crib, and then, bro, it escalates, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if he's sound like he's some hood man, you know what I'm saying, riding around and just want to cause
spinning a block, bro,
and I'm
checking
thinking,
to see if the Benz is parked outside in the driveway,
bro.
Home.
And it's not even no pussy shit saying I'm running from him. It's just the fact of the matter is, do I want to risk my freedom staying in this relationship? Like,
so even if the dude, like, you love this girl, you got married, so
right.
you set vows, you committed to her.
Oh, married. Okay, I forgot the marriage.
So
part.
it's like,
all right, I'm gonna have to try a little harder.
At that point, it's like, you know, what if it's a random dude? You know, what if it's a high school fling that came back? They had a baby.
That's different. That's different.
But my point is this.
And they had a baby.
My point is this though. Like, could you take the legal route?
All right.
Would you take the legal route?
Let me step back for a minute, because I kind of forgot about the marriage part. Now, if I'm married to this girl,
girlfriends and stuff, that's different.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking from the perspective of girlfriend.
Yeah.
So if I'm married to this girl, obviously you got to stick it around for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But even so,
because even then,
will I even get to the marriage part? You know what I'm saying?
You would have to interact with him prior to getting married.
Prior to that. But let's just say my dumb ass say, I'm still going to marry this girl prior to me, punching this man, whatever. So let's say if I'm married to this girl and, homeboy still ain't learned his lesson and he just keep doing his thing. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, I chose to marry her, so I got to stick it out. But I'm letting you know you're going to jail at some point. There is no other way because, bro, there's only so much disrespect a man can take, a real man can take. It's only so much disrespect, bro. And to be honest, too, not saying that this is a possibility, but this might have to be on a topic of conversation of, I don't even want to say that. I was going to say maybe thinking about letting the child live with the father. You know what I'm saying? Maybe to even some shit out, but I won't even do that. You would have to, you would definitely have to discuss with your wife, like, how can we, solve the situation? The legal route? All right, you talk about the legal route. What's the legal route?
Get a restraining order.
That ain't going to work. I'm telling you that ain't going to work, bro. Because if the man got something towards you, he's coming. And by the time you call the police, they ain't gonna be there. I mean, I guess if you got cameras around the crib, show you that he was there, they can be on the lookout for him. But
I mean,
Bro,
eventually she'll probably know where he lives or something at that point. Because, which is true, because if the child is going with the father, the other parent should know where the child is.
Right, of
you know?
course.
So I'm sure they're gonna know where they live or something like that. But like, I feel like if I was to get in confrontation with an irate, a hothead, father, I'm gonna tell him I'm a dude. I'm gonna tell you one time. I'm gonna tell you one time, and then if that one time nothing gets worked out, then I'm gonna be like, yo, you can't pop up in my house like that. I spoke to you as a man. We try to be respectful and mature about the situation, and you still want to be immature. You gotta call me. You talking to me. Look, my thing is, especially if she's my wife, I don't want my wife talking to him. I don't want them to be talking about, oh, I'm coming over to take the child. Like, you talk to me because you come to my house. I'm the man of this house. You on my property. You come and ring the doorbell, I'm answering the door.
I guess
if I'm not home, obviously, I'll say, yo, so-and-so's coming. And I don't want no because look, they're not together. There's going to be pent up feelings and tension between my wife and that man.
Yeah, bro, I understand.
Because I know the female's gonna be on that emotion type shit.
Bro, I understand.
And she gonna be pissed. Oh, why you pulling up at the house? And you know what I mean? That's gonna happen. Me, cool, calm, collect. Yo, all right, cool. Boom, boom. Tell her, yo, he's coming by. Or even if he has a number, whatever you text her, call her, tell her about, you telling me too. Like, I need to know. And yes, my shorty could tell me, but like, I just need to know, because this is my marriage. And again, what's hers is mine is hers. And she got a kid. And I'm taking care of that child too. My money is going into that kid too.
I understand that, bro. And not saying you're wrong, but I don't think it's gonna work out that way. I just don't think
he got no choice.
Bro, he just gonna do what he wants, bro.
And if I was in his shoes, look, I already gave y'all the example already. I'm not going to be no hothead. I'm not going to be that. But if I was a hothead, or if I was sitting in this chair saying, oh, nah, I should be able to run up in there and do whatever I want anytime, 24/7, 7 days a week, I can come up in there and take my child. It doesn't work that way. You got to be reasonable. It don't work that way. Like, that is your biological child. And for certain things that happen in that child's life, the wife and me, the biological father, is going to have to work something out and make decisions based on that child.
We're going to have to. All right, let me ask you this, though. And I think our answers kind of differ from how we would treat a child that's not ours in a relationship with the mom, right? Mm-hmm. So this is, shit, y'all can call me what y'all want, but this is how I am. This is why I set a boundary for myself. Like, I don't want a woman with kids. If I end up in a relationship with a woman, she has kids. Me, I know myself. I'm going to play that hands-off role with the child. When I mean by hands-off, like, yeah, I'll be around. If you need anything, you know what I'm saying, I'm here. But especially if you have an active father in your life, I'm not gonna be really hands-on with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna save that emotional investment for my own child. Me, I look at raising kids, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. And I want my own family someday. And I know people always say, like, hey, if the kid is not biologically yours, they can still be your son. But it's still something to when that kid is yours. Like, you know you made this kid. There is not another feeling in the world that can replace that, knowing that this child is yours. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I was in a relationship with a woman, I'm not gonna hold. I'm gonna be hands off, because, like, listen, this ain't my child. I'm like, yo, this is your child. You make the decisions on what you want to do with him or her. You know, I'll come in. I could be a helping hand. He or she needs some help. You know, I'm around, but I ain't gonna hold it. I'm gonna make it known I ain't the father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, I hear you.
you know what I'm saying? So that's just like how I react. But I guess if we get to the point where we get married, then I have a bigger bond with the child now. Because it's like, all right, this is woman of my dreams now. And I know in order for me to like, for her to say yes, I gotta form a better bond with the child. So I guess it really depends on like how much you love that woman. But me, I've always said I don't want to get a relationship with a woman that's that has kids because I don't want to go through the work of like raising another child. I don't want to emotionally invest a child that ain't mine. I don't invest financially in a child that ain't mine. I don't want to do that.
So your whole thing is, if Shorty has a child, that's a no-go for you.
Yo, that's a no-go for me.
Like, even like she could be pretty, like everything you want, like y'all connect, but she got a child.
I guess it also dependent on age. Say if I'm like 35, you know what I'm saying? I think if you're 35 or older, it's going to be a little hard to find a woman that's single with no kids.
Girls now, like women now having kids at 27, 28.
Yeah, once you get a certain age, it might be a little difficult.
Yeah, because once you get into, now, like, it's like 7 out of 10 times Shorty has a child. That answer is really dependent on age.
So later on in life, if I was single, I will make an exception. Like, all right, maybe she got 1 kid. Now I know 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, the max for me is 1. If she has 1, and it depends on the age, I mean, like, it does depend on the age of the child, though. If, like, it's in an infant,
That's a lot, bro.
I don't think I could do that.
That's a lot, bro.
You know what I mean, if the child is, like, 2 years old, that's still tough.
That's
3,
tough.
Toddler, that's tough.
So for you to emotionally financially invest in that child. Because those are like those...
That's the crucial part of the child's development.
Yes. And you have to now be a part of that. Like if the child is 13, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Your child is not grown, but your child is big. You know what I'm saying? They could feed themselves. I don't got to change no diapers. And I got to have a conversation with the child. Like, I'll be a part of the child's life, but it's just like, if you have an active father in life, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll let him take the lead on him raising you because that's what he signed up for.
But how? See, because that's the thing. You both raising them. You raising him, and the biological father is raising him. Obviously, the mother too. But he's gonna see you more.
He's gonna see me more.
So how can the biological father really raise him like that?
All right, so, with me...
Because, like, the child's going to look up at you. He's going to look up to you, Regardless if he know his biological father is not in the household or whatever, he's going to be looking up to you. And there's going to be some times he's going to want, if it's a boy or even it doesn't matter the gender, they're going to need a fatherly advice.
Why he can't call his father?
True, but, like, they living with you.
So what? Because I'm just easier to access?
I mean, like, okay, like you're gonna be involved, but like, how do you differentiate? Okay, I can see this child is going through a situation, whether let's say it's a boy, he's going through some stuff, you know what I mean, and as an adult, you can see this child needs some advice, fatherly advice.
All right. Well,
you say, hey, well, you should know to call your father and tell him, or are you gonna be like, yo, let me pull him to the side, let me talk to him real quick, and be like, boom, 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 boom.
Well, I ain't gonna be heartless now. I'm like, if I see this child is like depressed on like, I'm with the child every day. If the child is usually happy, you know what I'm saying, I see like they're really down and like depressed, that might not gonna like, yo, everything all right? You good? Oh no, so and so, blah blah blah.
He went through a breakup with his girl. He's in high school. Went through his first breakup. He's heartbroken, devastated. You know what I mean? He's down, and he needs another man to tell him, yo, like, it's okay.
This is what I would do. I'll probably give my piece. Then be like, oh, also call your father and let him know. You know what I'm saying? I might get my piece like, yo, call your father, ask for his advice also, so you could get, different perspective or get his opinion on it. Because, again, bro, you see that example you just gave? That's a pivotal moment in a child's, as a father's life.
As a father. And that's what I'm saying. The biological father ain't going to be there for that.
So that's why as a stepfather, I really feel like, bro, I don't feel like any man should do this. You should know your fucking role, like your place. Especially if that father's involved, you should be like, you hear him out, give your piece, and be like, yo, I think you should also call your father on this because he would love to hear this and give you advice on that.
Mm-hmm. You see, that's taking the mature route.
That's being mature.
That's being mature.
That's what I'm saying. That's an example of me kind of like backing off. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a stepfather, again, not saying I won't be there. Mm. But it's a little tricky because it's just like, bro, I just don't want no damn problems. Like you were saying, bro, I ain't got time for that shit in my house. Because I already know, bro, I'm going to be working my butt off to provide for this family. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, when we off air and I'm working, I don't stop working sometimes till like 9 o'clock. I'm going to be working, providing for my family, doing all of this. And then now I got to make extra time for drama? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I got to make extra time for drama? So that's why I'm saying you really got to be careful. If you decide to get in a relationship with a woman with kids, you got to be careful how you play the stepdaddy role. If that biological father fine with you just taking lead on everything, then cool. But if he's active in the and I think as a man you should be able to realize that if you see that father is really active in that child's life, and you see he's trying to do the best he can given the situation, I feel like you should like direct that kid more towards his father. You can be there. It's like I'll be there, but I'll be.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I agree with that. But that's all under the assumption that the father is not a hothead and not being spiteful, because jealousy is a real thing.
That's a real thing.
You know what I mean? And from what I heard, in my experiences, fathers get jealous and they try to do stuff to get back at the.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
So you gotta be able to know how to pick bullshit out of the fucking haystack.
So, bro, now if you were dealing with a hothead baby daddy, how much disrespect you going to take? If you talked to him, like you said, you talked to him once.
Yes.
You had that conversation, but he ain't listening. What you going to do?
We had that conversation on day one. That's just going to happen off rip. Day one, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning, 10 p.m., afternoon, whatever time. I'm making the time that day. Because that's the day to do the shit, right? Boom, I let him know my thing. I hear him out. He a hothead, this, that, and the third. I say, okay, boom. Yo, Sarah, talk to your man. It's like, talk to him, right? Mm-hmm. He don't want to listen to me. Maybe he will listen to you, right? Boom, they're going to argue, whatever, come back. Next day, he pull up. Yo, I'm trying to see my son. Yo, get off my property. We already had a conversation. I try to talk to you man to man, and you being immature, right? Get off my property. You want to see a child? Stay across the street. If we're not busy, whatever, you could take them. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to deny your child from you. But at the same time, you got to understand, you got to respect me. You can't pull up at my house 3 a.m. and talk about you want to see my child.
But you're dealing with a hothead, though, bro.
Yeah, so but that's not... But that's the thing. If it's unreasonable times and it's stuff that's being done on purpose, then that's a wrap. Like
But what are you going to do if he don't respect those boundaries? That's what I'm saying.
I'm calling the police. I mean, like, I don't want to resort to violence. I definitely don't want to resort to violence because I don't want to lay out my stepson's father in front of him.
You see what?
Because now I'm gonna look bad. I'm gonna look like the guy that came, beat up your dad, create all this drama, police get involved. That's gonna traumatize the kid.
Either route you go, either you call the police or you beat him up, you're the bad guy.
True, but I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call the police. Police don't come. What's the issue? This man keep popping up on my property at this time of night. This is the stepfather. I'm the stepfather. This is the biological father over there. We had a discussion. He ain't trying to listen. Maybe the police could talk to him. He's probably obviously not gonna listen. Whatever the case is, boom, just keep on getting my evidence up, take this nigga to court, and just be like, yo, I need a restraining order. Like, he needs to get visitation on set days that he can come and take him. But you cannot come up in my space and disrespect me, because if my thing is, if I let that slide, he's gonna escalate it. He's gonna try to do some shit to like, oh, he's sleeping over tonight. He's sleeping over my house tonight. But kid got school it's Sunday and kid got school on Monday.
And
you know what I mean?
Bro, yeah, you right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're
I ain't
right.
gonna be taking care of a child and having him over there, over here, and like at 2 different houses, and like, even though it's not my child, like, if I see he's not doing the right thing, and again, I can't parent the child the way he wants, but it's like, I still have my wife here. You know, my son is still gonna need his mother.
Right.
And it can't be on no disrespectful shit. And also, I don't know what woman he got over there.
That's a fact. But all right, so now, do you think you should butt into the father's life now?
Nah, I'm not. That's not. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. I'm not gonna butt into his life. I'm telling my wife. I'm like, yo, Sarah, you know, whatever. This is my fictional wife, by the way. I'm telling her like, yo. I'm telling my shorty like, yo, you need to like make sure you're like, who's the son with? Like, do you know? Like, I'm gonna ask. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go up there. That's none of my business. But like, I'm gonna say like, you know, he knows about me. Do you know about her? You know, because again, there's been many cases out there where the biological father have a psychotic ass woman and she's doing drugs or some other crazy shit. Abusing them.
That's definitely something I would bring up to my wife. I'm like, if Buddy coming over here and want to know about me, do you know about her?
Yeah, exactly.
That's something that's definitely going to pop up.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure my shorty ain't gonna be busting up in his house like that. Oh, give me my child, give me my child.
I wouldn't allow it.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Me either. So it's like, I feel like I feel like the first interaction is the most crucial one. And if you set some good ass boundaries and you stand on it, you know, the likelihood of them like, you know, escalating it, I feel like is lower versus they pop up when they want, they make their own decisions when they want. It's just gonna be a freaking whirlwind. Like, you gonna be stressed. It's like, oh, whoa, he's here. I'm not home right now, but I have to speed to the house and get the kid. And nah, that's not gonna happen.
The reason why this is such a difficult question to answer, because personally, I've seen so many situations like this. This shit turn left, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can try to be civil and have this conversation with the baby father or baby mama. They ain't having it. Now, when you said restraining order, shit popped up in my head. I had a family member who was in a similar situation like that. Basically, they had a restraining order. Shorty ain't follow that shit. Shorty did not follow that shit. And then I remember, you know, homie calling the cops and tried to take him to court about it. Nothing ever happened to the woman. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like, you can try to go the legal route. And I ain't saying go the street route either. You can go the legal route, and it can only do so much. And plus, that's a process. So while you're in the process of getting that restraining order, homeboy could just be doing what he want because you ain't got the restraining order yet. Versus, you know, if you go physical with him, like, all right, homie, I guess we just gonna have to do this right here. Like, let's just catch this fade real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, just catch this fade real quick, so you know, like, what I'm really about, what I'm talking about. And then maybe he back off, maybe he don't. But those are just the 2 options you got when you dealing with a woman with a baby father. But I want you to answer, because I answer this. So what type of, if you get in a relationship with a woman with a child, I explain like how I would be. How would you be? Would you fully embrace this child as yours, or like?
I would fully embrace the child. I would fully embrace him, because I know I'm gonna have a bond. I'm gonna develop a bond with the child, regardless of the age. I mean, I wouldn't say regardless of the age. I mean, obviously, if they're an adult, 20s, late 20s, almost 30.
know
Obviously,
you
that's that's cut. They're an adult, but in their teenage years, adolescence, they're young. I'm gonna develop a bond with them because, again, I'm coming from the mentality that what's hers is mine, what's mine is hers, and whatever she has, I'm inheriting, I'm taking over. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna disrespect the biological father. I won't do that. I'm gonna know my boundaries, but I'm gonna embrace that child because they're gonna spend a lot of time with me, and I don't want it to feel like I'm walking around eggshells with them, or I'm afraid to embrace them or feel like they're family. Because think about it. When you get married to somebody, you now have a mother-in-law, the cousins. You're a part of the family now,
Right.
so it's like you should feel comfortable to embrace that child, right? And I think it would be kind of doing a disservice to the child because they may pick up on things that you may not notice that you're doing.
What do you mean?
Like, oh, there's a father-daughter dance at school. Oh, I'm not your father, so like you might have to go
But
get your
that's
father.
not really a wrong answer though.
You know what I mean? It's not. It's like, okay, like I'm willing to go. Like maybe they prefer you. Maybe the child prefers you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You know what I mean? Like it's like how do you so if the daughter came up to you and said, "Hey, my school's having the father-daughter dance. I want you
My
to
stepdaughter.
come." Your stepdaughter. Yeah, your stepdaughter.
But she has a relationship with her father already?
Yeah, she has a relationship with her father.
Call
and
your
she
father.
asks you.
Call your father.
But she want you.
No, I'm not your father, bro. And the thing about it's not me trying to sound heartless or be fucked up, is that you have a father. He deserves that moment. You know what I'm saying? And bro, and I'm talking from a standpoint, maybe my opinion is I'm talking to standpoint from a father. Like,
I mean,
I'd be damned.
it's right to ask, have you spoken to your father about that?
Like I'm talking from a standpoint of father. 'Cause that's something that I can't wait to do with my daughter. But I'll be like, why do you prefer me? Like, oh, cause I see you every day. I'm gonna say straight up, like, yo, this is the man that helped created you. You talk to him on a weekly basis. He's active in your life. Give him that moment. Why are you preferring me? Like, don't take up after your mom just because your mom and I are in this, in a relationship. Like I said, I'm here for you. But these type of moments and these situations, those are reserved for the biological father.
Yeah, no, like you brought up the wedding thing, right? Like if your stepdaughter gets married, you would, let the biological father walk him down.
Right.
I get that. Like that's a big moment. Again, father-daughter dance, that's a big thing too.
That's a big moment.
But to me, it's like if they came to me and asked me, I would have said the same thing. Have you spoken to your father about this, or you know what I mean? Like that, or if it's prom, they want their father to bring them to prom or something like that. Like I'll ask, but I wouldn't be reluctant to not do it for them.
If she asked the father and the father said no, then I'll go. But you need to ask your father first.
So if the father said yes, and then she want you to go, you still be like no.
Your father said yes. Like if he said yes, so if he said yes, that means he's mentally preparing to go. He's going to go shopping for his suit. Now you're going to rob that away from him? That's like you get his hopes.
I get you. No, I get you. That makes sense. Obviously.
You know what I'm saying? But like
Obviously.
I rip, bro. That's just what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like y'all let me know how y'all felt, how I'm coming off on this, but. Yeah. I really do think you should like respect the biological father first if he's active in the child's life. Like, listen, that means if you come to me asking for father-daughter, then that means you respect me, and I'll appreciate that. But I will say like, hey, did you ask your father? I think this is a moment that you and your father should share. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be hurtful as a father if you providing for your child still. Spending time with them. You're doing the best you can given the situation. And they still don't respect you, look at you as a father. I feel like whoever the man in that house is, that's a good life lesson too. Is like, look, you still have to show respect to like not your elders, but like you still like have to set some, like some type of life. What I'm trying to say, that's a good life lesson in the house to like show, your stepdaughter is like, look, I'm always going to tell you to respect your father. Because next thing you know, they grow up and going to be like, oh, I got my stepdaddy. I don't need my father. Like, no, I'm never going to come in and, try to tear that apart. I may even try to help get y'all closer together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like stepfathers that come in and just try to, like, get rid of the biological father, I think that's some pussy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a good lesson there. And, like, when you grow up and have your own kids, you see, like, how I was teaching you to respect your father. You're going to teach your kids that, too. It's like, this is your father. Respect him. Even if we don't work out, still respect him as your father. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if he's a deadbeat, he said, nah, I ain't take you to the dance, I'll step him and take you to the dance.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you on that one. But I mean, overall, I'm not trying to say that I'm over here trying to take over and be pretend like I'm the biological father, but I just like to set clear boundaries.
No,
right?
you're right.
I want the clear boundaries, visitation, all that. Like it's your child, you have the right. You have the right to see them. I will never say, under reasonable circumstances. And when I say reasonable, I'm talking about like, it's a day, or you let me know ahead of time, or you know what I'm saying, or I understand things might pop up. I get that. I'm gonna be reasonable. But an unreasonable thing is 3 a.m.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Sunday. You taking them out until 4 a.m. They coming back to the house. Like, that's not happening. Like, that's the unreasonable circumstance.
You changed my mind a little bit in thinking. When I was like, all right, when I initially said like, hey, if they just pop up and I say, hey, take the child, you changed my mind a little bit in thinking like, yeah, you gotta set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna just bend over because you're the biological father. It's like, I'm gonna give you that respect.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no, you're right. This still is my house.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm paying all the goddamn, this is still my house you popping up to. So like, you definitely gonna have to set some boundaries. And I don't necessarily disagree with like, hey, come to me. Try to make me the first contact instead of going to my wife. And I'm not gonna say like, hey, you gotta like not have any contact, because that's still the mom. Like, if you have a situation and you want to, and it's regarding the child, if you want to talk to the mom, like, I'm not going to necessarily want to get in the way. But as the man of the house, you know what I'm saying, I do feel, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to say like, yo, here's my number, come to me first about any concerns, and then, you know what I'm saying, I can relay that to my wife later on. I don't think that's a bad idea, because I think, and there are some instances too where you gotta like set hard boundaries in the beginning to avoid any fuck shit later on. You know what I'm saying? So that actually is, a good idea to do if you choose to go that route. But yeah, y'all, listen, I hope y'all don't think I'm really out here being heartless. That's why I kind of said, in my early 20s, like, hey, I just don't want to be in a woman with no kids. That's how, I set that boundary in my early 20s, because it's a lot. Like, look how many scenarios you went through, yo. Like, it's,
like, it's a lot of stuff, a lot of scenarios, a lot of problems, a lot of points of, destruction and miscommunication and stress and people getting locked up. Like, it can go a lot of different ways.
It could go a lot of different ways, man. And you know what's crazy? Majority of the time that men be locked up, bro, is over a woman, bro. It's over a woman, bro.
It's always over some shorty or drugs or like.
You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like you gotta pick your battles. Like, I'm just gonna play that stepdaddy role if the child has an active father. I'm gonna play that role. I'll be around. I'm always gonna be like, hey, did you talk to your father? And I feel like that's bad.
No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Like when you talked about the father daughter dancing, I agreed that that's a good thing. Like, did you talk to your father about that? Because again, you put yourself in his shoes. That's something I would want to go to for my daughter.
Bro, you dying, bro. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, it's especially when you have a daughter, bro.
Oh yeah, that's a different.
Sweet
that's
16,
story, yeah.
Sweet 16. That's a once in a lifetime moment for your daughter. Father daughter dance. I feel like that's a one time thing. I don't know. Maybe certain schools do that yearly. I don't know.
I heard it was like maybe like once a year type of deal.
Once a year type of thing. But yeah,
I mean, not once a year. What am I saying? Like once, like if it's middle school, it's one time, and if it's high school, if they do it in high school,
yeah. So that opportunity only comes up, say, like 4 times throughout your daughter's lifetime, because once she graduates high school, it's done, and then walk her down the aisle. So those are like 3 pivotal moments in your daughter's life that, as a father, you want to be a part of. And because, like, saying you and the mom don't work out, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging to be a part of those moments. But if you have a respectful stepfather, you can make sure that they are a part, that he is a part of those moments. So, like, think about it, man. Like, those are some real key moments you want to be a part of.
It really is. And this makes me think of this one thing that happened. So there was this father who was going to see his daughter for her birthday. I think it was at like a Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. However, the mother put a restraining order on the father.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and he went in there to give the gifts and stuff to his daughter, but like the mother started wilding out and called the police and blocked him and threw his gifts and all this other stuff. And like in that situation, let's say you're the man in that situation. You're the father in that situation. Like, are you seeing the child on their birthday at the Chuck E. Cheese? Are you pulling up to the Chuck E. Cheese even with a restraining order? Or like how are you handling that situation?
I'm gonna talk from the perspective of if I'm the stepdad, right? So now let's say my wife and I were at Chuck E. Cheese. Got the kids playing around and shit, right? I'm away from the mic. I got the kids playing around and shit. And I noticed the biological father, who I know my wife has a restraining order against him. But let's just say if I see him bringing gifts for the child, and he simply just want to say hi. And if I see that if it's no ill intentions, he literally just want to see his kid, I'm gonna take lead in like, all right, Tasha, just sit down, let me handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how this goes. If he just did this to give his kid a hug, try to be a part of the moment, give gifts, I'm gonna allow it. Because because at the end of the day, bro, it's the child's birthday. You think your child wanna go around school and say, yeah, my dad came, police came up, mom and dad started, you know what I'm saying? It's a child's birthday. So I think you should try everything in your heart to try to like let the child have a close to a perfect birthday as they can. Right? So I'm gonna go off the man energy. If he's just there, just like on some peaceful shit, I'm gonna let it rock. But then at the same time, I'm like whispering like, yo, bro, you're not really supposed to be here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got Tasha calm down for right now, but I don't know how long she's gonna be calm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you should just drop the gifts off, give your child a hug, kiss, maybe play a game or two and get up out of here.
Get pushing, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I would handle it. But for I'm not saying that the woman is necessarily wrong. Technically, you're not wrong to call the police because there is a restraining order in place.
Technically.
But it's like, now the child's birthday is ruined. You know what I'm saying? Now the memory of the birthday is...
And it's embarrassing to the other family members.
Oh, my God.
That's going to be there. To all the other kids, friends that's going to be there, they're going to see that. That is embarrassing. People going to talk.
People gonna talk.
They're gonna go back. They're gonna talk about it.
I ain't going back over there.
Talk about it. You know what I mean? Well, I ain't letting my child hang out with.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like I ain't coming back to another birthday party.
You see what I'm saying?
Gonna act. But yeah, that I definitely talk to him. when he pulls up, be like, yo, like you said, I'd do the same thing. Same exact thing. I'll do the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Because that can go left.
That could go left. You gotta calm your lady down, like, yo, just sit here.
And then you'll be sending somebody to jail at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like,
because now you're sending your child's biological father to jail. Then it's gonna look at you like, damn, you sent my father to jail.
Nigga, bro, that's why I keep telling. But that's why I'm saying, like, that child is still gonna look at that father as their biological father. So it's a war that you really can't win, and it's not worth fighting because you're hurting the child. It's a child who's gonna get hurt, bro. So it's just like, this is a special day. It's all like mature. You know what I'm saying? Tasha, just sit down there. Tasha's a made up name, y'all. Just like who your fake wife name?
Sarah.
Like,
yeah.
So I'm like, yo, Tasha, sit down. Let me just handle this real quick. You know what I'm saying? And let the child just enjoy their birthday. Now, if you maybe want to like call the father the day after the birthday, like, hey, that was kind of unacceptable. If you just want to say your piece, that's fine over the phone. That's fine because he still kind of technically broke the law. So if you just want to like give your opinion off of that, then that's fine. I ain't gonna hold it. I probably will rule against it because I'll just be like, listen, it was a good day. He came and spent time with his son, daughter, whatever. He left. But I guess you probably don't want it to be.
Because that could open a door.
That's what I'm saying too. And I'm thinking about it now too. Like, you don't want that to open the door. So maybe you might have to have a conversation the next day and be like, yo, we saved your ass on that day, but
but if you do that shit again, though,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're enforcing the law.
Yeah, you can't really be doing that. And I think that's where it comes to a point too. Like, all right, this is what comes to your point of communicating to the stepfather. Like, letting him know. Because if you talk to the baby mom, that shit going left. Letting the stepfather know, like, yo, man, I just want to come give a gift. If you could let me know ahead of time, I could prepare my wife for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we could have a peaceful day. Mm-hmm. So I ain't going to hold it. That is a good point of, like, maybe having a biological father communicate to the stepfather. Because you could avoid some situations in the future, especially if they don't got a good relationship. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. Look, I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, communication is number one. Like, if you have that talk, you set your boundaries, you and that guy, you keep in contact about it, and y'all make, shit straightened out and all the gray areas clear, then I don't think you're gonna have a problem. I don't think you would avoid 90% of the problems. Like, that's the biggest part. But I feel now none of that happens. It's all, everybody has like this pride and this ego to show off and like trying to pull rank on somebody. Oh, that's my child. I do whatever the hell I want. You can't tell me what to do. Like, that type of behavior is just reckless, and it's gonna end up with you locked up, or you in a situation. Saying. You got charges, you got this, you know what I mean, restraining orders going left and right. So that's it's what like I'm saying. You just gotta communicate, guys. I mean, viewers, if some of you guys are in that type of situation,
let me know how you handle it.
Sound off in the comments and let us know how that went. You know what I mean?
That's what I think. And that's why I think, like, look, I'm not saying single moms should not look for another companion. I'm just saying, with the potential risk of that relationship, what it could bring, for some men, it's not going to be worth it. And I think you just have to realize that. I think you just have to be realistic. I think you just have to say, like, look, I have a child, I'm a single mom, or me and the other dad didn't work out. There are going to be some men who just going to be like, hey, I don't want to be with you. And I feel like that's okay. There's gonna be somebody for you. There's gonna be somebody for you, but this like, as you heard us two men talking, this is the shit that we think about, or the scenarios of what could happen if we get in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
This is shit we thinking about. Mm-hmm. I don't want to risk my freedom. My big thing is I don't want to risk my freedom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm no big tough guy. I'm not saying that. But shit, a man only has so much room for disrespect before it goes the other way. Before it goes the other way, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, there's some people in this country who believe in bearing arms. Mm-hmm. There's the people in this country who believe in bearing arms. Oh, if somebody tells you, yo, don't come to my property no more, and you come to this property, boop boop, that's it.
Depending on what state you live in.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If I got video evidence, I told this man, don't come to my property no more. And he came the very next day. What's going to stop that man from coming out with his strap?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And even speaking of straps, I think there was a law passed. I forgot what state. It might have been Georgia or Florida or something like that. That even if you shoot back at somebody and they're like running out of your house, it's legal now.
Wait, what? So
yeah, like let's say somebody broke into the house, and I'm not trying to derail the conversation, but like say somebody broke into your house, they stealing some shit, and they turn their back and they're running. You can still shoot them.
But after he breaks in my house.
After he breaks in your house.
And he try to run?
And then they try to run. And let's say the bullet entry was like in the back.
And that's legal.
That's legal. But I forget what state. I gotta look it up. There's a state that are either the law is passed or they're trying to pass that law that if someone breaks in and they're leaving and you still shoot them and they're still on the property, you still have the legal right.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, it should have been like that from the beginning. You shouldn't have been here to start.
You shouldn't have been here
to start with.
Say if you walking out on my goddamn, I don't know, money that I had laying around. I want my shit back. Pop, pop. I'm coming over there to get my shit, and then you roll your body over there somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Wait for the ambulance to come get your ass.
like, bro, like this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, you know, these type of situations, dude, this will spark a debate because people are like, oh, he already left your house, but it's like, why is he playing victim if he broke into my house?
How am I the criminal now?
You see in New York, bro, in New York, that's a real thing. You can't what the rule is in New York?
Oh, the rule in New York is if they break in, right? Unless you are being attacked.
So I can see this man stealing my shit. I can look at him like, oh, yeah.
You cannot shoot him at all. Like, unless you're being attacked and you're literally fighting for your life or they shooting at you in the house. Right? Mm-hmm. So there's got to be multiple shells of their caliber and your caliber that makes it legal. So now if they break in the house and you see them, you have your gun, and let's say they didn't show off a gun to you, but they start taking stuff, you can't do anything.
Yeah, robber man. Fridge over there, make yourself a sandwich. Oh, the combo to the safe is actually this. Oh, yeah. TV over there. I don't got it hooked on the wall. Yeah, knock yourself out.
Just take it.
So that's what we doing?
That's what we doing. You know what I mean? But what you can do, you could fire a warning shot. But again, this is New York City. If you live in an apartment, you shoot a warning shot in the ceiling.
Just shoot up on my shit. Like, break all the shit in my house again, man.
You shoot the ceiling, you kill your neighbor upstairs. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of the rule. And you know, that's why a lot of robberies is happening in New York.
Crime is terrible over here.
The Walgreens and the stores, they just ransacking the place and they can't do anything because one, they apprehend the criminals and they come out the next day or the same day within hours.
Yeah.
And they're back on the street and they're going to do the same stuff again.
You already have police leaving the force.
You got police leaving the force. You got migrants beating on the police. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We're supporting criminal activity in New York City.
Supporting criminal activity. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just ass backwards. You know, I feel like if everyone has a legal right to carry with some more rights, I doubt there's going to be that many.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be like,
burglaries.
Nah, let me not run up on nobody anymore because he or she may be strapped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It will end bad.
So it's tough. It's tough. But I mean, to the whole point of the baby daddy, stepdaddy situation, you know, I know we covered a lot on that.
Damn, bro, I ain't expected to go that route.
that kind of really. We didn't even see that coming. Like that really went on.
That
like,
shit just went off on its own.
That one was a good one.
That was good. That was good.
I definitely want to know what the what the viewers think about that one, because I feel like honestly it's something that is not really talked about a lot.
It's not.
Because I have never had that conversation with somebody before,
bro. Especially from the male perspective, bro. It's very interesting to like think about. So yeah, please comment. Let us know your thoughts. I just want to say too, we've been getting some good amount of support.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Thanks for the support, everybody, the subscribers, those of you who left comments and who are sharing the videos. You know, we appreciate that a lot. Really appreciate it. You know, views are going up, subscriber count going up. Y'all messing with us, so we appreciate it. And you know, yeah, man, we just gonna be consistent with this. Yeah. Yeah, this was a long episode though. This was a long episode. This is our longest episode we've ever made. Our longest episode. This is like a special. This is like episode 8 is a special right now. Like this one's good. I know there's gonna be mixed opinions on this one. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of mixed opinions on this one, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And if you haven't even thought about a situation like this, like, you know, talk to somebody about it. Like, you know, spark the conversation. You know, we'd like to see more families, stepdaddy, stepmothers, you know, baby daddy drama, you know, lessening in the community and facts, you know, around the world. You know what I mean? Because it's a tough world. Relationships don't work out. You know, that doesn't mean you gotta hold malice against the other person over some stupid stuff. It's just like, you know, the only person that's going to suffer out of that situation is the child. Right. The child is going to suffer the most. So, you know, we got to start thinking about putting the child first and put your feelings second, because once you become a parent, you're always a parent, and that's never going to change. Your child come first. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do what's right for them. If you love them, you do what's right. You do what's right. You know, and obviously if the father or the biological parent is a scumbag, and you know that, you know, they do some shady shit. That's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. But under some normal circumstances, you know, always try to do the right thing, you know. Mm-hmm. What's best for the child. Oh, also we on Spotify now? Yes, we on Spotify. So you know. Yeah. We're going to drop the link in the description for that. Mm-hmm. So you can check out the Spotify. If you don't got like YouTube, or, you know, you don't like to deal with YouTube, you like Spotify, or that's where you keep your podcasts at. We got the episodes on there. You know, definitely check that out and share that. Anything else you got? Just, you know, we're going to keep coming at y'all with more content. So, you know, we on Spotify now, we on YouTube, especially the love that we getting from YouTube. And, you know, just comment, subscribe, man. Comment. We're going to, you know, we like for it to be engaging. So we're going to read the comments on our next episode and, you know, engage with y'all. And eventually we'll go live. We'll do some live episodes. Yeah, some live episodes, you know. We want you guys' support. You know, we want the support. We want to hear y'all. And again, we have no feelings against y'all comments. And the reason why we say that is because we want you to say what you want. Right. Say what you want. That's the point. Say what you want to say. Like, this is an open forum. Ain't nobody judging you. Ain't nobody going to say, oh, how could you do that? Say whatever the hell you want to say. All right? It's a free fucking world. Say what you want to say. Right. But, I guess on that note, like and subscribe. Tune into the next episode. I'm Rich, and I'm signing out. I'm D. I'm signing out. See y'all next time. The next one. Later.